Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Daredevil by your wonderful host of Under the Radar.
Hello.
So I don't think we need to really do a recap, but just a little recap. Matt and Vladimir were hanging out; they're little buddies. Then Vladimir got killed, so they're no longer buddies. And
Daredevil died last episode.
Daredevil is now a criminal in the eyes of the public.
Yep.
But, yeah. This episode, I think, has my favorite guest or character to be brought into Daredevil. This character in this episode is a fucking badass, and I know Casey will agree with me as soon as this episode's over. So.
Yeah, and I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. So,
if you know, you know. If you know, you know. We're on episode 7, Stick. So if you know, you know.
Yeah. So if this is the first episode you're joining us, though, thank you so much for coming. This is a series where me and Spartans here, my co-host Aiden, we show each other some of our favorite shows. Or just really whatever we want to watch, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's things that I've seen he hasn't, or things he's seen and I haven't. In this case, I haven't. So, in preparation for Daredevil Born Again, we are grinding through Daredevil right now. I am loving the show so far. Last episode was one of my favorites of the season. So if this can top that, I'd be very fucking shocked. But I'm excited. Should we go ahead and get right into it?
Well, let's get into it.
All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Damn.
Jesus. Bro does not need a desert
eagle.
Bro does not need a desert eagle for whoever is in this building. Damn, bro didn't even wait to see if there's someone in the elevator.
That recoil control was kind of crazy on the Deagle, I'm not gonna lie.
That aim was crazy.
Oh, this guy's cooked. Oh my god!
Ooh, the hand. Ooh. Oh, he mentioned a family, so he's not gonna be killed. JK.
Did he kill him?
No.
They got a blind samurai?
A blind ninja.
Daredevil?
Devil, my shapely Irish ass.
The Devil of Hell's Kitchen is such a good fucking name. I can't lie.
So, hypothetically, if this guy got caught, needed counsel, Nelson and Murdoch would offer to defend him?
Hell no.
Well, it'd be a little bit difficult since half of Nelson and Murdoch would be...
Nelson?
Yeah, it would be Nelson defending him.
I want to make sure the right person pays for what happened.
Well, the whole thing's moot. After shooting those cops, police are probably looking to settle things the old-fashioned.
I like how he didn't just say that, like, Daredevil's just a bad guy. Unlike Bruce Wayne or, like, Oliver Queen usually do. They're like, that nut job needs to be put away forever, you know?
Yeah. He's like, I don't know.
Like,
he seems kind of cool to me. Yeah.
It's like, he seems pretty cool, man, you know? Scottish accent really helps tie it all in.
We'll be here. Ready to high note and stuff.
Oh my god, Foggy lost all his riz.
No game. Once he got
that glass stabbed the riz right out of him.
For you look out for me. All I'm saying.
I guess they're doing their own little side business away from Fisk.
This old dude just says buzzwords.
Or fall with you.
Well, he is a businessman.
What the hell does that mean?
See, he's confused by what that guy said. He's confused by what that guy.
Yeah, right when he didn't say something that's like not on Reddit, he was like, what the fuck does that mean? That scared me. I don't know why I reacted like that.
Who do told you, I work for Silver and...
He
Oh,
just
damn.
slapped him in the face.
Yeah.
Not for free.
His father left a sizable inheritance.
What about the mother?
Damn, they're gonna take money from his inheritance to help to help him. That's crazy.
Do they even have like the right to do that?
I don't think so.
That's because you're stupid.
I'm not stupid, I'm smart.
Because you taught yourself how to run your little fingers over the bumps and read Braille.
Damn. Make him feel stupid.
Yeah, this guy doesn't give a fuck.
I taught myself Braille. Yeah, no one gives a shit, buddy.
Good job, you can read like the rest of us.
How did you find me? How did you know?
Old Biddy at the orphanage thinks it's her idea.
But it wasn't, was it?
I'm very good at finding different disabled children.
I look for disabled children across the country.
You're the third one that said yes. Apparently people don't like kind of train for an old jackass.
My personality is intense.
Stop complaining. This is the job. Researching, gathering facts. It's long and boring and complicated.
These two were drinking like coffee at like 12 o'clock at night.
There's work to do. The world's spinning, you want them to just nap? Nah.
And you think it's all connected to Union Valley?
Doesn't matter what I think. Only matters what I can prove.
I can't believe they're still talking about Union Allied. Like, find a different story here.
Homie's been riding this high for the rest of his career.
When they brought me into the precinct. See why you didn't get along.
Did what I could. He comes out of a coma, maybe.
He's alive.
No fucking way, dude.
He was
Everybody's
shot
in a
like
coma in this fucking show.
every time someone gets shot or like hit very hard, they just go into a coma.
He had like a 50 caliber bullet go straight through his lung. And they're like, yeah, he's just asleep
In a
right now.
coma. He's just taking a nap. He has to sleep one off.
Yeah. Some paid leave for a little bit.
Anger is a spark. Good. Rage is a wildfire. Out of control, therefore...
I like this. I like seeing young Matt train, and you see how he got so good.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's the war, Maddie.
Show off.
That's fucking sick.
Show off. No need. There's no need for that. Who are you doing it for? Neither of you can see. Like...
Would you sacrifice being this badass for your site?
I mean, you're pretty badass. Like, but still, it's your site. Would you?
I don't know, maybe. I'd be like a party trick, bro.
That's what I was thinking. That you
I'd
could
be
just
like a
party trick
server, like carrying around like a tray of food.
and then just slide it. Just do
Yeah,
a trick
just
shot
like-
with it every time you serve fuel.
Yeah.
There you go. That'll get you a better tip.
Yeah. That's at least 25% right there.
I swear I will not kill anybody.
Oh, what's that other hand doing? That other hand definitely crossed its fingers. The other hand.
¿Cómo te siente la cabeza? Estoy viva.
Oh, we're back with this lady.
Oh, yeah.
They're still fixing up her apartment. Nice. Oh, and they got power in it now.
Yeah, no, she's looking like she's living lavish right now.
Well, I wouldn't say lavish. There's still like drug dealers and crack addicts living in her apartment building, but yeah. Yeah.
Con el abogado guapo.
Yeah, Matt.
No, Señor Foggy.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Foggy's called the hot one.
Whoa, what's so
Huh?
fucking funny about that?
Yeah, hey. Fuck the blind guy.
Yeah, for real.
Tratando de encontrar una conexión
entre una compañía.
You told me 2 episodes ago she was like picking out like a word here and there, and now she's fluent.
Now she studied up. She had to study in order to hang out with this lady.
I guess so.
Stupid bitch.
Damn!
Oh, Foggy for the rescue! Let's go!
Hell yeah! Damn!
Oh, damn!
Holy shit!
Who needs Matt?
Yeah,
we got Foggy protecting the city.
Yeah, Foggy's the hero of Hell's Kitchen.
The angel of Hell's Kitchen. No.
We'll be quieter. You'll remember how to use these.
I won't need them.
Yeah, you will.
Giving him his sticks, his batons.
I see where his nickname comes from.
Sticks from Sticks. Hey, he's very on brand. Wouldn't make much sense if you gave him a sword. Damn.
Your training is over. I can't help you anymore.
Damn, he started to give a shit about him.
Yeah. And he just leaves. That's crazy that he just leaves.
That's insane. He does something
Bro
nice for him and he dips.
Bro had one moment of emotion and he dips.
I caught up with the van while you were dicking around with no boost, man. I put an arrow in that thing's heart.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
You went and killed the kid.
What? Why does he keep calling it that thing? What was up with that kid? Yeah, just trash his fucking apartment, bro. Jesus.
Get up!
I'm trying to. You keep kicking me.
Matt, can you lock in against this old motherfucker? And he's getting his ass kicked. God damn it.
Uh-oh. How is Matt gonna get out of this one? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Or he's just gonna be a badass and flip on his stairs. Matt, just beat up that old man.
Yeah, good shit, Matt.
You can keep the sticks. You're gonna need them.
This is how he
And
got
that was Stick. That was Stick.
That was fucking awesome.
It's one of the good ones.
Show him the board.
I like how they're like doing this whole investigation and whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they just think that Matt is some like innocent fucking blind guy. Just
Yeah,
sitting there
they're like,
reading,
let's not involve.
law
Let's not.
reports.
Yeah, they're like, let's not involve Matt. He's busy.
Yeah.
This is all in one night.
Yeah.
This is all taking place over one night.
Which one trumps the other?
Well, in cards, kings beat Jack, so
Yeah. I think the
don't want to
answer's
be that
pretty
guy.
obvious.
Look at what he found.
Damn.
So Stick was never that bad of a guy, Casey.
No, he was
He
still
still
an
cared
asshole.
No. He's just misunderstood. He still cares about Matt. He still loves Matt. He just couldn't show those feelings. Gosh, you just don't
Yeah,
get
I
him
think
like I
he's
do.
just a dick.
No, you just don't get him like I do. You don't understand him.
Doors open. I have no idea.
That dude is fucking huge, whoever he's talking to.
I'm gonna say this right now. I want to start it off. We never see that guy ever again. We never even hear about him again. Just so you know.
The guy he was just talking to?
The guy that he was just talking to.
Oh, word.
I think what he's talking about is the plot of Defenders, because there's something with Thor, but whatever. But as of that character, don't see shit about him. He is an actual character in Marvel. Maybe, hopefully, something in Born Again. I highly doubt it. But yeah, we don't see shit about that guy. That guy is never shown again.
That's crazy. That's a little crazy. All right.
You're good.
So, episode 7 review.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, I just first off I want to say about the guy. So his name is Stone, the actor. Who cares? We don't see the actor's face, but his voice. I was just because his voice sounded so familiar, and to be honest, probably the most his most well-known thing, maybe at least for me, he voices Gorilla Grodd in the Flash show.
Okay.
He voiced the Rhino Transformer in Rise of the Beast and Shockwave in Transformers Prime.
Okay.
But I was like, just wanted to give a shout out to that voice actor because I really like him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that character, nothing. Bupkis. So we get Bupkis from him. But so
what Black Sky was at least?
What?
Do we find out about like Black Sky?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not this season, but you find out about it later. But yes.
Okay.
So you want to start off? I want to hear your thoughts about Stick first.
Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting. He's pretty cool. He's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Ooh. Pretty insane intro to his character. With him like cutting a dude's head off. But I liked him. I thought it was cool seeing like how Matt like learned what he learned, you know? And how he was able to train and kind of become like a ninja, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought it was an interesting relationship between them where he's like, he needed a warrior and Matt needed a dad. And so, and it's interesting too to see somebody that like is willing to go that far and like how strong it makes them. Because Daredevil could be super strong if he allowed himself to get to a point where he just killed people.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see how like holding back affects Matt.
Yeah, I sort of see it like because we're also watching currently Invincible season 3, so you can make that because obviously Mark and his dad, they're both the same, but his dad doesn't hold back when he fights, so obviously his dad is better. But whenever we see Mark not hold back, he can be just as good or even possibly better. It's sort of the same situation here, that because Matt holds back and he doesn't go for the killing blow or he's using sticks to incapacitate them that he's not really like trying to kill. Whereas Stick could just be basically a sniper with a bow and arrow from however far he wants and just kill whoever his targets are, or he just goes with a sword and just can kill them without actually like without giving them any thought.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, like I said when we were starting this episode, Stick is probably my favorite character out of like Daredevil, aside from like Daredevil and Kingpin themselves. He's just so cool. Like you get more of him later on. You don't really see as much of him you don't see him at all for the rest of this season.
Yeah, that's what I imagine.
Yeah, so he's pretty cool. Like you said, the introduction, and then just we get to see a little bit more of Matt's backstory of how he got so good, like how he got trained as a kid. So we saw how he got to hone his senses, which was really nice to see. It's a bit of an origin story in the middle of the show, which is pretty nice. But yeah, I liked it.
Yeah,
I love this episode.
This is a fire episode. This was probably the most interesting I guess point for Karen's story.
Yeah.
I like Karen's story in this, and I like how Foggy is now being introduced
part of the team
into that story. I think it's interesting seeing like what they think about the Man in the Mask, because obviously Foggy sees like the headlines and he's like, this guy's a piece of shit, and then Karen though was saved by him.
So it's hard. Yeah,
he can't be that bad.
And then Matt, it's obviously Matt, but
so
he can still
kind of neutral, and he's like, he just kind of has to be like, we have to leave it up to the law.
So that's I agree. It's very interesting. This didn't really have much to do with Kingpin and his organization, really. This was more, we got to see what Nobu's been doing.
Yeah, and kind of like that side of the
that side of it. So that was pretty interesting. Matt got to talk to Leland. It wasn't very long, but now that he knows who Leland is and where to find him, that that could open it up.
And Leland also knows that the Black Mask knows who he
yeah.
is.
So
I'm sure
that was
we're gonna get a scene of him being like, guys, what the fuck?
yeah. I liked Matt and Stick's fight scene because obviously Matt's losing because it's hard to beat the guy that trained you. But then once Matt starts implementing more boxing in his style, stuff that he learned from his dad, then it's kind of hard for Stick to counter something he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Which was cool. And then again, Matt can take a hell of a beating. So it's basically just an endurance battle, really, when you fight Matt.
Yeah. And he's going to win that battle most of the time.
Yeah.
That motherfucker
he did a
down.
front flip and slam Stick on his stairs.
Yeah. After getting tossed around his apartment.
After getting tossed around his apartment. He slammed him on the stairs and then beat him.
Yeah. No, this is a fire episode. Yeah. I really don't have any complaints.
Yeah, this episode, not really a problem with this episode. It's just this episode doesn't really have anything to do with what's going on in the season. You could argue for Karen, because now that Foggy's a part of the team and whatever, but that's about it. Yeah. But like as of Matt's story, this is more of just like a build up to some other plot line. And also just to give us an introduction to Stick and a little bit of Matt's origin, which was cool.
Yeah. Which, is definitely like needed, but it's, I feel like kind of interesting, especially after last episode. It's like, oh, the Kingpin knows who he is now. Like, you know, where's that going to go? And then this episode kind of hits pause on that, which isn't bad, but.
Yeah. And then this is the episode where Matt gets his infamous nickname, the Devil of Hell's Kitchen.
Yep. And he gets his sticks. Yeah,
and his sticks, which are both very important for the Daredevil mythos. So I really love the Devil of Hell's Kitchen name.
Yeah,
and I love when people call him that. It's so cool. So
yeah, me too. Yeah, all in all, I really like this episode. Do you want to give us ratings? Want to start us off?
I'm thinking either like an 8 or 9 range. It's kind of where I'm in between. I'm leaning more towards an 8 just because the only negative is just that it has nothing to really do with this season's plot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm leaning towards an 8 as well. I just think I like the dynamic of what was going on last episode a little more, and the suspense with everything. I do really like Styx though, and I like his origin.
Yeah.
And I think like what Matt does is very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, this episode definitely takes kind of like a pause again, which is fine. You know, like the character building is necessary.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I liked it more than last episode. But it was still a very strong episode.
It was still very good. Okay. Yeah. So I think I'd give it like an 8, 8.5, somewhere around that range. It was a very good episode. It's just kind of takes a pause from what's going on in the season, which again isn't a bad thing, but just we didn't like even get any Kingpin like this episode at all.
Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting.
And it is kind of cool to see though how the people under Kingpin, like Leland, are kind of like, we need to have a plan for, you know, like what we're gonna do because Kingpin's kind of crazy, you know.
Well, because they're like, if Kingpin did that to the Russians, what's like
stopping him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is pretty interesting though to kind of see like how his underlings are taking everything when he's not in the room.
Yeah. No. Totally.
But yeah, a little bit of a shorter review I think for this episode, but I still liked it. I thought it was fine.
There wasn't much to really talk. I mean, there is to talk about this episode, but it's mainly just like stuff that we've kind of already been over either through the reaction or just at the beginning of this review.
Yeah. All in all though, another strong episode from Daredevil, and I'm excited to see what's next. Yeah. All right. Well, we will see you guys in the next episode.
All right. See you.
Welcome to another episode of Under the Radar. This is our channel where we watch shit and we review and react, and we're having a great time. So currently making our way through Daredevil. If you've watched episode 1 through 7, you know where we're at. If you haven't, obviously you don't, and you should definitely go check that shit out. But
if you've watched our
yeah.
videos, you know what we're doing. If you haven't watched our videos, you don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, you might be a little confused. It might throw you off a little bit. But I am Casey, and I'm here with my co-host Aiden. And yeah, this is just a series where we watch shit, and sometimes it's things that he's seen and I haven't, or I've seen and he hasn't, or that we both haven't seen. This is currently something Aiden has seen. He saw it years ago when it originally came out, so he's getting a little refresher, and I'm completely new. I'm going in raw. So yeah, we are currently on episode 8. Show's been banging so far. Last episode we got introduced to Styx, who also dipped that episode. So...
we got introduced, and we got our final appearance of Styx that episode.
Yep. So you know, but yeah, super excited to get right into it. Aiden, you got anything to add before we hop in?
We are taking Casey's Daredevil virginity here, so come and join us on deflowering him in the best Marvel project known to man.
Please be careful with me. It's my first time. All right. Well, let's get right into it. Starting in 3, 2, 1.
You can tell the episode started by Casey's face glowing all red.
Just a little Easter egg, guys. Vanessa's under the sheets right now.
She's going crazy down there.
Yeah.
He lifts up the sheets. It's Daredevil.
She's...
oh my god!
Is everything okay?
Oh look, it's the bunny in the snowstorm or whatever bullshit she sold him.
Yeah, fucking horse shit.
That he paid way too much money for.
Honestly, I would probably be freaking the fuck out in my sleep too if I woke up and stared at that like a...
and stared at that
mental...
waste of money on my wall.
Yeah, it's like a mental patient staring at the padded cell.
Ah! I just wasted money!
Oh, what the fuck?
We're seeing how he makes his breakfast, his little day-to-day. When he's not killing people.
I know he makes buns eggs because he put no seasoning in that bitch. Me personally, little garlic powder, little onion powder, little salt, little pepper.
Maybe he does that after. Why does he have to do that right now? He's cooking them. Look at that. You saw that flip? You can't do that flip. Oh, he did it twice. He wanted to show off on you. He wanted to show off on you.
He just stunned on me.
Oh, look at that. Look at the seasoning. You were wrong twice. Yep.
All that money, but you can't afford to cook. He's broke.
He wasted all his money on the painting.
There, I said it.
Broke boy, maybe? He only has the same type of suits. I wonder which one he's gonna wear today.
So my freshman and senior year of high school, freshman year of college, I wore exclusively white t-shirts. Like almost exclusive. Like that is literally what my closet looked like, with just a ton of different white t-shirts.
all those cufflinks, but he only wears the one.
Yeah, dude. This guy just loves flaunting his fucking waste of money.
Yeah. Look at all these cufflinks I bought that I'm never gonna wear.
Okay.
Well, he just has a child in his room, just covered in blood, you know.
That's so weird. That child's making the same moves as him. What the fuck?
Now, is that an opening or what? Now, is that an opening?
I feel like something really traumatic might have happened to him.
No, it's ketchup.
Word.
He spilled the bottle.
Fat little fuck.
He really likes ketchup on his hot dogs, you know?
Yeah, a bully smacked his hot dog out of his hand and got ketchup all over himself.
That was the most traumatic day of his life.
Yeah, that was the day he knew he had to clean Hell's Kitchen.
That day that he knew Hell's Kitchen must be cleaned.
Dude, Foggy's gonna come in his apartment and just be like, what the fuck?
Me and this girl were having crazy sex.
Yeah, that's probably his first thought is like, wow, you had a crazy chick over, huh? Matt.
Matt didn't even try to clean this place up.
Probably can't see it.
I don't want anyone to be a hero, Karen. I want you to be safe. And I want to protect this firm and everything we're trying to build.
A little bit of a hypocrite here. Like...
Yeah, but he can also do kung fu, so...
I get... You didn't see Foggy with the softball and the bat?
Is it gonna be softball boy? Like, what is it?
I don't like the way he speaks to you, that's all. Especially now, when everything's going our way.
That's exactly when you need to.
Wesley's talking very big, but he ain't gonna do shit if Nobu walked right up to him. Let's
Want me to
be
handle him,
real.
babe?
Yeah,
I'll handle it.
Bro's white knighting for Fisk right now. Crazy, crazy ass. That's pretty impressive to hit that ball with that fucking skinny ass stick.
God, I'm so glad I wasn't alive back then. That shit looks so boring.
Everyone talks about the good old days. Casey's like, fuck that shit.
For real. Where's the Val? Where's the Counter-Strike?
You cut it too short. What did I tell you?
Why didn't you tell him that?
I didn't hear
he
it.
Fucking cut all the way through.
You saw where he was gonna cut it.
Yeah, what?
I've spent most of my time abroad in Asia. Yes. I would. Maybe.
He spent all that time, but he can't understand Japanese. What?
Not that part of Asia.
Did he meet fucking his translator there? You're coming with me, pal.
You and me are gonna be good friends.
He's like, we're gonna reform Hell's Kitchen. He's like, what is that?
Detective Blake, he just woke up.
Oh, he's no longer in a coma, Casey.
So nobody can kill anybody in this show. Except for that poor cop that got shot in the neck.
Are each of those years worth to you?
$1 million. 35 mil.
35 mil.
Figures.
Yep. $1 million each year?
Well,
I'll
the
fucking
thing,
switch up.
the thing is, it's
I'm
either,
retiring.
yeah. The thing is, it's either he says yes and gets the money. Obviously, it's gonna suck that he has to kill his friend, or he says no,
dies.
gets murdered, and his friend still dies. So, like,
Yeah. Dude, some of the shot choices in this show is just so good, bro.
mhm.
God, I love it. And I love it, and I love it.
I love this. Just no sound, just the music.
Daredevil's not helping himself right now.
Why? What do you mean?
Because it definitely looks like he did it.
Oh,
Like with the door open and everything.
yeah.
I mean, I guess the open meatball sub next to the bed.
Yeah,
doesn't
well,
look
yeah.
good
Why is
either.
the meatball? What, Daredevil opened the meatball sub to take a look at it real quick? Like, oh look, there's Harry
I
Potter
like how
all
he
grown
was
up.
like, you can tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me what you know.
Tell me everything. And he's like,
Doesn't tell him shit.
If he drops me off a roof, an awful lot of money is going along for the ride.
That sounds like a threat.
No, just stating the obvious.
Dude, everyone's threatening Fisk this episode.
yeah.
He's about to just wipe all these guys. He's like, "Fine,
Okay,
I'll
I'm tired of
fucking
this
do it
bullshit.
myself."
I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
The only one he's not going to take care of is Madame Gao, because Madame Gao's the only one that's
Yeah.
been like, chill.
Yeah.
But everyone else is about to catch hands.
When Blake was still alive.
And talking, according to Hoffman.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful.
I promise you that conversation was not helpful at all.
Hey, Leland, we didn't ask for a hype man. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ, bro.
Get your coat.
You know, I know we're supposed to hate the dad, but I think he's just teaching him to be a man.
It looked like it was nighttime outside. What the fuck?
He's a little aggro, but took him a while to find him.
Took him all night to find him.
Huh? What a man tries to do, how he puts himself out there.
Man, Jesus.
Ooh.
I'm talking.
Yeah. Fuck this kid.
Say something funny.
Oof.
Say something funny. Go ahead.
Stop being a pussy, Fisk.
What His dad is beating up like a kid.
Fuck that kid. Homie thought he was hot shit 2 seconds ago.
Keep you afraid. You have to show him that that can never happen.
Hell yeah. Dude, this guy fucking gets it, bro. Yeah.
That look like your mother. You do what I tell you.
Dude, kick his ass, Fisk. Come on, stop being a bitch. What's that Kermit the Frog ass kick, bro? Fucking hit him again.
Casey, I think you're on the wrong side of history here. I think you're on the wrong side.
Yeah, dude, it looked like Jim Hansen was moving his fucking leg. Come on. Yeah, there we go.
This ain't the hill you should die on. This ain't the hill you should die on.
Yeah, some guys fucking with your family, dude. You should definitely, you know, do nothing about it.
Well, I'm not saying that, but...
God, this fucking picture, bro. Fucking hate that picture.
Oh, look.
Picture.
Got a day-to-day
No wonder
routine.
this dude's so big, bro. He's eating straight eggs every day.
He makes an omelet every single day.
I want a robe now. Feel like I'd be in a lot better place in life if I had a robe.
Yes.
Gao reached out. She'd like.
Oh my god, Gao, we can't take this shit talking, bro. It's 3 days of him getting fucking shit on.
It's been 3 days in a row, and every single person I've worked with has been shitting on me.
She approves of your choice of tea.
I picked it up on my last visit to your country.
Can't speak to her either.
Yeah, Jesus, this guy didn't learn shit in Asia.
He learned tea.
Where,
He learned about...
Yeah, where was he in Asia, bro?
At the tea shops. At the tea shop. Yeah, talk shit about Fisk again, buddy. Talk shit about Fisk again. Yeah, every time you talk shit, this buddy has proved you wrong. Don't ever speak ill on his name again. You thought he can't make shit? He made a great breakfast. You thought he couldn't understand Nobu or Gao? He could. He just wanted to seem like he couldn't. Fuck you, Casey. Don't ever disrespect my boy again.
He got my ass. He got my ass. Played me like a fiddle. Fuck.
Made me look like a fool. Made me look like a fool.
Made me look like a fool. God damn it. Now I gotta go beat his ass. No cars allowed in our street fight.
That is a crazy reveal that he does understand and he can speak the language. He just chooses not to, so he seems like he seems more feeble.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah. And then he can just pop off. So that means every time Nobu talks shit and Wesley translated it nicely, Fisk understood everything he said to him.
Yeah.
She just proved she's better than him. She just said, I found where you lived. I know your most private secret, and I found that shit with ease.
I could one punch you, old lady. I'll send you flying out this building and let everybody know where I live. I don't give a fuck.
Damn. That's the biggest threat he's gotten so far. Damn, and then she thanked him for the tea. And now she's hobbling her ass out of here. That's crazy disrespect that he's just gonna take like a bitch.
Yeah, look at this pussy. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, call him pussy again. Call him pussy again. Call him pussy again, bitch. You keep underestimating Fisk, and you will. You get one more of those, Casey. Talk shit again. Talk shit again. Yeah, he's talking to your bitch ass, Casey. Yeah.
I'm just a reaction channel.
Gotta talk to Rigoletto tonight.
You see?
It's the cufflinks.
Yeah. The picture's getting clearer and clearer for you, isn't it, Casey?
I can see the bunny.
Have your face plastered.
Damn!
Yeah, Casey. Yeah, Casey, you still like this guy? Yeah.
Yeah,
No, you watch. Open your eyes and watch. You.
I may have jumped to conclusions.
That's crazy.
Might not be the best guy.
Huh? You've been wrong every aspect this episode.
Yep, I'm just getting shit on right now.
You're like Fisk in this episode. You just keep getting shit on.
Yeah, for real. Gonna fucking hit the fucking
Stare at your wall.
Stare at the fucking wall the rest of the episode.
And you don't believe in me. And you see what
I do not agree with this. I just want
Casey,
to put
is
out
this
a
still your
public
guy?
statement.
No, Casey, is this your guy?
I want to put out a public statement. Oh.
So I may have been lying about the ketchup incident, Casey.
There
You
wasn't
just
even
got
a fucking hot dog in the scene.
You just got.
He's alive? Oh no, he's dead. He's about to get up like the Terminator. Dude, I don't need to fucking hear that shit. I understand.
No, you need to get the full. You don't understand. You need to get the full picture of what they're doing, Casey.
Bags down to the river.
She's like, Jesus Christ.
She's like, I don't know how to react to this.
But soon it won't matter.
Hey, a king needs his queen. Just saying, you know.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
total bust. No, Ellison.
I don't like the fact that we just cut this dude with a pissed off Fisk. Oh, he's so
Uh-oh.
cooked. He's so cooked. Who's gonna be behind him? Is it Fisk? Don't be Fisk. If it is, you're fucked. Oh, we're chilling. Woo!
Oh. Oh. Fisk's big bag. You'd have seen him covering Ben's whole like behind.
Would have
What are you
been like
talking
Jurassic Park with
Yeah, what
fucking
the fuck?
puddles, fucking boom.
Yeah.
I want you to expose the man responsible. The man who's carrying.
That shit has to be so annoying to take off after Matt's done in the rain. Shit's sticking to
Fucking
his body.
Sticking to your body.
Yeah.
You and I, the people of this city, we still matter.
The actor for Ben's got that like Morgan Freeman type voice that I could just listen to for hours.
No, he needs to start a podcast. Like start reading audiobooks.
Yeah.
Let him step forward.
I'm not very good at this, without being in public.
Damn. Well, there goes that plan.
He just got to the end of his article too.
Fuck. Gotta delete it now. Damn. Imagine your whole plan was to bring this guy to light and he did it himself. Matt's taking this very well. Oh. Matt was taking this very well. That's a broken laptop.
Yeah, damn. Just casually shattered your shit. Wait, when did my recording stop?
Oh nah.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you.
I swear to God, I will fucking... Oh my God.
Alright, yeah, getting right into the fucking review.
Yeah. You want to start us off?
I would love to start us off on this one. That was awesome. That was so fucking sick. I love that episode. That was incredible.
I feel like this episode's what you've wanted for the show, Fisk to come for people to know who Fisk is.
Yeah. I feel like it's so interesting seeing a new era for this character, and the fact that they were able to give us that story in 8 episodes is just it's amazing. So well written.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he's kind of allowing himself to let go of the trauma, and we got to experience that trauma this episode.
Yeah.
And he's ready and at a place where he can open up to the public, and I thought that was just so well done and so interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Daredevil definitely took a little backseat in this episode.
For sure. This was definitely a
to
Fisk-centered episode, which I completely don't mind. I had forgotten what episode this was when it was next up on our queue, so I had to go like read a synopsis real quick. And when I saw just pictures of this episode, my first thought was, "Oh, you are gonna love this episode."
Yeah,
because this is exactly
that was fucking awesome.
Because I was like, I remember the ending of this episode, and I was like, this ending is exactly what you've been wanting since episode 1 of the show.
Yeah,
where you're like, you wanted Fisk to come to the light, and that's literally what he's doing.
And I love the fact that they're like this close to exposing him, and
he just completely derails their plan. And
yeah,
I like that it's because of Vanessa. That if it wasn't for her, so it shows that she's not just like a girl that he has a crush on. That she's helping him. She's however you want to call it, making him a better man in somewhat of a way. Like she's making him change up his routine and stuff.
More confident man.
Yeah. And just so
we're not gonna see that little pussy that we saw in the first times we saw Fisk.
So what are your thoughts
just
on
having his little like outbursts?
The origin story. You know, Wilson Fisk. You were on the dad's side for the whole entire part.
Okay, well,
care to explain that?
He didn't hit his wife yet. Okay, he was beating up kids. I was okay with it. Okay, no, I thought it was like interesting because like, although I saw where the dad was coming from and making him like a man, and I understood why he was doing what he was doing. It was interesting that his dad took it that far, you know, like it's kind of like playful, like I'm gonna help run this city, help me put up these signs, have a sip of this beer, like you got to be a man, and like he's harsh, right, but he didn't seem like very like harmful. And then obviously like he does that shit with the kid, and it's like I get what he's going for, like little intense, don't get me wrong, but like he's trying to teach Fisk to stand up for himself. And I love the fact that totally blows up in his fucking face, that like you know, all he can say when he's hitting them is like, keep kicking him, kicking him.
What his dad
like,
was telling him to do.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I just thought that was a really well done origin story. And I loved the small little like parallels to like Matt and his upbringing, and like Wilson and his upbringing, you know, like you know, his Matt being blind, his dad was teaching him like to be confident in himself and to take care of himself, and acknowledging how smart and how much better he is than him. And you know, like even down to the scene where like Matt drinks alcohol, and like Matt drinks alcohol to help his dad, you know, with like bandaging his face and shit. And this episode, like his dad is putting him down, his dad puts himself on a pedestal, he talks about how stupid he is, how fat he is, and the reason he has him drink alcohol is for him to like stop being a pussy, you know, and just like, you know, grow a pair. And it's like I love the parallels in their origin stories, and I thought it was really well done. And
you also get the small things of like the painting is supposed to represent the wall that he was forced to stare at while his mother was being beaten, and then the biggest thing being the cufflinks, that the reason he wears those and the reason he has the painting is to remind himself that he's not doing it just to be cruel, that he does have he has better hopes for this city, that you can sort of see his side. He's going about it in the worst way possible, but he does have the well-being of the city. It's just he's taking a way different approach than Matt.
Well, and it was interesting to see how like the motivations of what he's doing is not different. But the reason he has the cufflinks and he has the painting to look at is because he's like not confident in the fact that he can do it, and he feels that he needs to remind himself that he's capable of
and that
doing
he's not
something.
The main thing is that he wants to remind himself that he's not his father.
Yeah.
That by having those things, it's in order to remind him of what his upbringing was, and to remind him what not to be.
Yeah.
And then
I like that Vanessa.
Yeah,
you know?
that Vanessa's like helping him. That
gets
Wesley
kind of let go.
This also shows him and Wesley's relationship, that Wesley doesn't see him as a boss. They don't see each other as boss and assistant. They see each other as friends. So that Wesley saw his friend hurting, so he called his friend's girlfriend over.
And also, the fact that like Wesley has such a respect for Fisk that he's like, I hate seeing these people disrespect you.
Yeah.
Like, why are you letting them disrespect you?
Yeah.
Like, we should take these people out. Like, fuck these guys.
Mhm.
And while Wesley is a lot more like rash, you know, like that's probably that wouldn't have worked out. It is interesting to see like how their friendship and
Yeah,
that
for sure.
dynamic works.
And it was interesting to see how his business is starting to fall apart a little bit. With like first Nobu's upset about the black sky last episode and not having the proper protection from Daredevil. Then Leland is upset that he was even attacked by Daredevil and that he's still even an issue. And then Madame Gao is upset that everyone else is like that Fisk is letting himself become sloppy, like she said, because before he was no one was able to find out where he lives, but he started getting sloppy and it was easy to follow him.
Yeah.
And then she found out where he lives. And then again, I love the scene. I know we were making jokes during this scene, but I love when you find out that Fisk actually understands her and Nobu, that he wants to be able to know what everyone is saying in the room, so he learned the language. And that was really interesting to just
which I love, dude. Like again, we were making fun of it during the episode, like obviously, you know.
Yeah.
But like I love the fact that like Fisk in these up to this point, he's rash, he's unpredictable, he needs Wesley to tell him what's going on, and it's so great now that it's like this guy is smart as shit, and like he just is playing this like facade of himself to kind of downplay himself and have everybody around him underestimate him. I mean, we saw that with Anatoly in episode, what was it, 4 I think. We saw with Anatoly in episode 4, they were like, yeah, let's meet the guy, and he underestimated how much respect he should have been giving to him when he cut him off on his date, and he paid with his head, and I think it just goes to further prove that like it's not even the people that are way below him that he does that to, it's the people that he's like directly working with, that he's willing to kind of like look stupid, quote unquote, so they don't see him as a threat as much as he is, which is amazing, which is such good writing.
Another thing I found interesting was during the whole Detective Blake stuff, that the thing that Fisk was upset about was not the fact that he got beaten up or his broken arm from Daredevil. It wasn't even the fact that the phone got stolen. It's the fact he didn't say anything about it. So then that cost them. That cost him a lot, because then Daredevil was able to talk to Vladimir and learned about Leland. So that he was just more upset about the not being told. So he's like, okay, well, now that I know I can't trust him, we're gonna have to get rid of him. Yeah.
Great episode all around. I really liked it.
Now we got now basically the main 3 of Nelson and Murdoch are all working together to fight Fisk, plus Ben Urich, and then if you want to count Daredevil as a separate entity, he's now trusting Ben by telling him everything he knew. And obviously it didn't work out, but now that they have some sort of rapport, and he was saying how, oh, there's people that trust you, so then they talked about Karen for a bit. So now that'll be interesting to see that now that storyline's getting more, that storyline has now connected to Matt's storyline with Union Ally and Fisk now becoming one. That now it's a way more interesting story, because now it involves everyone that we know.
I just love how everything came together in this episode, and it's interesting too because like obviously Daredevil's the main character of this show, and every episode has been about Daredevil, and for the most part I guess he like wins a lot of the time, quote unquote, like he wins his little separate little battles, he learns a little bit of information, he gets away, whatever, and I like that
this time Fisk really got the upper hand.
Like Fisk is the majority of this episode, and he wins in the end for this episode. I just thought was really great.
That was really cool. That they had this whole plan out that Matt really thought was going to work, because like Fisk has been saying, he doesn't like being in public, that he's like keeping to himself. So they thought by bringing him into the light that'd have people more focus on him, so then he can't do his usual illegal things. But then Fisk, I don't know if it was planned. If it was like, I don't think it was a plan by him. I think Vanessa had to convince him that like it's time to show the world who you are.
And it's interesting to see like the two little support systems too, of like behind Daredevil and behind Fisk.
Yeah,
and, like their crews, you know, they're like close friends.
Mm-hmm. And then Fisk has some, because I feel like Vanessa's probably the only person he's ever told the story about his dad to. And which, by the way, that scene was gruesome as hell.
Dude, yeah.
The fact that it took the dad a moment to realize what just happened, that he like touched the back of his head and he saw and he sees blood, and then he just fell, and then he just kept hitting him, and then how quickly the mom was, okay, well, it's time to get the saw, and then just cut his body. And then I think we were talking
about like taking a body part
like, to the river every day for a week, and then because he owed money to a mobster, everyone just assumed that he was gone, that the dad just left. So it was interesting to see how Vanessa sort of told Fisk like, it's not your fault, which is probably something he's been wanting to hear. That like, oh, you were just protecting your mother. And then that's when Fisk says how he doesn't want to be like his father. So
yeah, incredible episode.
Yeah.
Should we go into ratings?
Yeah.
Do you want to take it off? You want me to go first?
I'll take it off.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm gonna bump it to a 9, but I'm thinking like an 8. As of right now, this feels like an episode you have to like think over, and maybe it'll go higher. But as of right now, I think I'm gonna have it as an 8.
Not bad. I think I'm giving this an easy 9. Like, really? I really like this episode. I think it's better than episode 6 for me.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, like I think it's better. I'm like this close to giving it a 10, but I'm not. I think I'm gonna reserve it. You know, I do like episode 2 more. But I mean, very little complaints. Great storytelling. Great writing. The way this episode is paced the way this whole show is paced. That like we're sitting here and like, you know, not to break the fourth wall a little bit for the channel, you know, but we've been recording for an hour and 8 minutes for this recording. Doesn't feel like it, dude. Like
this episode did fly by.
It flies.
This episode in particular, I feel like every episode there has been a pacing issue, but this episode in specific did fly by. I do really like that, and again, I think this episode is very good to understand Fisk and his motivation. I will say probably the only negative was just that little hospital scene when they killed Blake. That like Daredevil, first off, he showed up late, which that's whatever, but then he's just like trying to talk to Blake, and it's like obviously like this guy's in the middle of dying, yet he's trying to have like a full-on conversation. It's like, I don't know what you thought you were gonna get out of him.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting again to just show like you mentioning that scene kind of made me like it even more. Just because of the fact that, like, I feel like it's a nice little, like, foreshadow for what's going to happen in Daredevil this episode. Like, he loses. Like, that whole encounter, he lost. He did not get there in time. He didn't stop him from dying. He didn't get any information. And he helped, what's his name? Hammond? Or,
which
starts
one?
with an H. The black cop.
I can't think.
Yeah, but like he helped him cover it up. Like, which by the way, I thought that'd be like a drug that like maybe like in like a few hours it would kick in. You know, he'd be able to leave. Maybe somebody else would visit. You know.
Yeah.
Dude, he would have been cooked. But like, I love that little foreshadow. Hoffman. Yeah, Hoffman. I love that little foreshadow that like he loses and like he is behind right now and he's a step behind and like all he did was reinforce everybody's opinion. The cops outside that door don't work for Fisk, and all it did was reinforce the people that don't work for Fisk that the Black Mask is a bad guy. The man in the mask.
The Devil of Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah. And I just love that. I think that's so cool and just like a really interesting way to kind of show where they're at in their battle against each other.
Yeah.
And showing that, you know, this is a battle that Daredevil lost this episode, and he just could not win. His friends are in danger now. You know, he had to ask for help. Like, he's on the ropes right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, theoretically. And I thought it was great. I thought it was really cool.
No, yeah, I totally agree.
But yeah, let us know what you guys thought about this episode. If you made it to the end of this episode, thank you so much for joining us on our episode, or on our Daredevil journey. We have a lot of fun making these, and yeah, we just appreciate you guys spending time with us. So we will see you guys in episode 9.
See ya.